Hey everyone, Precito here, your second favorite Uniswap ape. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the Metaverse hype at the moment, and in my opinion, how it can be milked the best with the least risk. Obviously, you can do the simple way, checking out Metaverse coins and aping in, but obviously these have already mooned, at least most of them have, and you're going to have to be quite lucky if you're searching for one on CoinGecko or whatever and ape in and hopefully make pro gains. And in my opinion, really the best way to milk it is really hustle on pre-sales and IDOs and get in on those, because if you get in on those, as most of you know, the chance of loss, especially if it's on a hyped launchpad, is really minimal. Obviously your risk is a bit higher if you find it really early, but then your potential for gains is really enormous. So in this video, I'm going to be covering that. Obviously Metaverse hype just skyrocketed since Facebook announced their rename to Meta and their involvement in the Metaverse. Projects like Sand, Mana, Mbox just really skyrocketed an insane amount, and obviously because of the Metaverse hype. Even CZ, as you can see a few hours ago, he posted about the Metaverse, and also Alex Becker is saying here, gaming crypto in the Metaverse will be just like Ready Player One, aka the biggest industry in the world, and all of it combined is not even as big as a market cap as Shiba, which is something really to think about, and which really shows the growth potential of the Metaverse projects in general. And that's not just for current ones that are out, but for upcoming ones which have tons of potential. And that's what I also want to cover in this video. And that's 3 upcoming Metaverse projects that I really think have a lot of potential, that are worth checking out and aping in pre-sale if you have access to it, of course. And don't worry, in the coming days, I'm also going to be making a video on how to get into private sales. Obviously, it's a bit difficult these days with the bull market, but it's definitely possible if you hustle well enough. So I'm really looking forward to making that video on how to get into private sales, at least what you can try to do to get in. So let's start off with the first project of the Metaverse projects I want to cover in this video. I'll be covering 3 total. It is Meta Spacial. So if we go to the first page here, it is a Metaverse super universe consisting of many fantasy spaces connected by spatial portal. Go to the next page. It's a fantasy space about a time gap. You can participate in NFT creation, own, fight, and earn and experience augmented reality technology. So it's going to be built on Unity 3D. There's going to be NFTs, extended reality, virtual reality, augmented reality, and the M1 I forgot, to be honest, but lots of different realities. So it's definitely fully Metaverse project. So this, I think, is going to be a really big one. Let's go through their website, a bit more information. So it's going to be on App Store, Google Play, and on Steam eventually, which I think is awesome. Obviously, Steam is probably the biggest gaming platform. In terms of their partners, really big names here. CoinMarketCap is there, Ice-T Labs, Redkite, and GameFi, which is where the IDOs will be, which we'll go through shortly. So it is one of the first NFT games in the world to bring MR, XR, VR, and AR technology into the game. Entering the world of Meta Spacial, players will be able to create their own NFT characters. And there's going to be unlimited creativity, profitability, and so on. So if we go through their site a bit more, as I said, there's going to be NFTs already, where the entire marketplace will be integrated into the game. And then they're going to have 2 different tokens that you're going to have to keep in mind, SPAT and a GSTA token. And we'll go through a bit later what those are going to be used for. Then they're going to have a spatial maker, and where to start participating in the game, you must create your own character through the game maker. Then they're going to have their own wallet as well, which is awesome. It's going to be a DeFi wallet integrated into the game to reduce wallet-related operations. Then there's going to be a portal that's going to act as a sort of a lobby where users can experience virtual reality through activities such as meeting and shopping at NFT supermarkets, which sounds really awesome. And then they've also got a trailer, which this is version 2 of it, that gives you a bit more insight on the gameplay, how it's going to look like, and it looks really decent. Definitely really promising and really looks fun here if you're gathering by the portals with all your buddies and so on. In terms of their team, it's quite a big team. Vietnamese team, it seems. So all looks really pro. Let's go a bit more in detail. Their Telegram has over 100,000 members, which is just mind-blowing numbers. I mean, the hype is definitely there. And as I said, it's going to be on gamefi and redkite, both on the 5th of November. So now we can have a look more in detail about their token utilities. So the primary gaming token, the primary currency is SPAT, which is a BP20 token used for transactions in the Meta Spacial, and has various utilities for in-game trading, governance, staking, and more, they say. So how are you going to be able to earn in the game? So you can earn SPAT and GSPA through different methods, earning different tokens. So Mortal Kombat, you get GSPA. As you can see, most of it, you get the GSPA token, except for fighting with the boss, battle, universe visit, NFT trading, and earn, that will be the SPAT token. Then a bit more in detail about the differences between the two tokens. So the SPAT token will be the primary currency and governance token, and you can use it spending on gameplay, buying assets, and reselling to other players. And the GSTA token is the currency generated as a reward during participation in Meta Spacial activities. So overall, it looks really pro. The initial market cap's also only 525,000, so it's got a ton of potential to grow really big. This one I have to give it Chos Pro. Initial market cap's really low. It's on redkite and gamefi, which are really hot launch pads at the moment with the gaming hype and Metaverse hype. And obviously it's got the Metaverse hype, so it definitely deserves a Chos Pro from me. Really excited for this one. 5th of November, join their channels. Next one is Aspo World, which also looks really good. It's going to be a tactics-driven mind game among players designed exclusively on the blockchain platform, inspired by the open universe of the game Tien Hip. By joining the game, players can engage within a broad and fascinating world while earning money through skilled gameplay and ecosystem contribution. Also going to be on gamefi and redkite. We'll go a bit more in detail on that a bit later. But let's go through their website now. It's going to be on Google Play, App Store. They're also going to have their own marketplace. They also have a really cool in-depth storyline here. Obviously, I'm not going to read through all of that, but it gives you some brief information. For example, it's going to be 400 tokens for an account, which is really cheap, at least at IDO price, which is what I always recommend getting in on. Then launch date coming soon, but that has been announced actually 7th of November. That's at least going to be the IDO date. The listing date is going to be different. We'll go through that also a bit later. It's going to be different characters, fighters, hunters, and witches. Then let's have a look at what the difference is between Aspo and other games. So it says here, the main difference between Aspo and a traditional game is the blockchain economic design used to reward our players for their contributions to the ecosystem. The new gaming models play for money, which obviously is a play to earn system. Then how are you going to earn money? Compete in PvP battles for leaderboard prizes, collect good quality characters, equipment, and materials to exchange for ASO, which is their token, and it can be sold on the exchanges directly. Their team is, I must say, quite a big team, also a Vietnamese team, like most of the gaming projects. Their partners are also really good. Let's have a look at some of them here. Redkite is obviously there. Ice-T Labs, which is the guys behind redkite, and gamefi. Gamefi is there, of course. And yeah, looks all really good, all really promising. Let's have a look at their Telegram, 17,000 members. That is really good. And they actually have a trailer as well, which is awesome. So let's have a look through that, see how it's going to look. The gameplay does also look quite decent, and looks quite fun, to be honest. I mean, it's cool that they have the trailer out there, unlike some projects that don't have anything to show. So that is really a good sign. As I said, IDO is going to be on gamefi and redkite. The IDO price 0.05, which obviously 400 tokens to play the game is really cheap. So definitely worthwhile trying to get in if you want to play the game, of course. They're going to have two different pools with different amounts allocated to them. And then more information in terms of the timeline. The IGO event is going to be on the 7th of November and the listing event will be on the 10th of November. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be listing on the same day as the IDOs. So let's have a look at the tokenomics now. In terms of, this is a sale on gamefi. Initial market cap will be 350,000, which is really tiny, even smaller than Spacial. In terms of how can you use the tokens in the game, to buy and sell items on the marketplace, you're going to be able to do staking, you use those rewards, in-game features for upgrading your champions and equipment, and then leasing for transporting items from BSC and players. In terms of the different, well, they don't show the different prices, but price per token 0.05. I presume it's similar or just a little bit cheaper for private sale because they get 10% on TGE, and then quarterly over 4 quarters, whereas public sales 25% each month. And then the rest of the rounds are all the usual long locks. So Aspo World also looks really awesome. I'll give this one a backup spread because it isn't as in-depth Metaverse as Spacial, which is really proper Metaverse game, although the market cap's really tiny and also tons of room for growth, and it's on gamefi and redkite as well, so it definitely deserves backup pro. Next up, we've got Metagame, which is Prometheus, as you can see here. So it looks like they're still finalizing their website, but from what we can see here, they say it's a quality team, so I'll take their word for that. Grand Vision, so it's the first multi-chain strategy role-playing NFT game. Among them, our role contains almost all the mainstream mythological systems of the East and West, and all mythological systems will be related and collide in the game, so its audiences run through the entire world of games and NFT hobby groups. And then it's going to have unique combat, where in order to bring users the ultimate pursuit of attributes, they provide players with a broad space. Combat cards of the same generation can also be distinguished between the best and ordinary cards with a large span, making the battle more meaningful and training more meaningful. And the game is compatible with turn-based card and role-playing elements, and the strategy will be released to the extreme during the game. So here's some example of the art, which I must say looks really awesome. I mean, Izanami says if you treat him like that, he's going to kill 1,000 of your people a day. So that's quite crazy. And there's going to be a lot more different ones coming soon, as you can see here. But the art really looks awesome. I must say, I really like these the descriptions. Let everyone smile. We must fight for hope. And this guy's been to very ugly and extremely filthy places, so he must cleanse his body. So really funny, but looks really cool. It's going to be play to earn, obviously. So the governance token MGA is an abbreviation of the name of their studio, which is Metagame Arena. It's going to serve as a platform token across multiple games in the near future, linking NFT resources in each game and creating linked value. And it's going to provide decentralized communities with underlying technical support for complete project development route voting scheme. And it's going to be able to be purchased on the open market, of course, and it's necessary to upgrade combat cards in Prometheus games and is essential production resource for every player seeking advanced combat power. So that's how it's going to be used in the game. More example of the art. Really looks awesome, I must say. It's done really well. In terms of the partners, Binance NFT, some other partners over here, Immutable X as well. Obviously that's a huge chain, so that's pro. Then they've also got a trailer, which I always like, and I must say it looks really cool. As I said already, the art looks amazing and looks really fun, honestly, so that gets a pro. Then next up, IDOs. Again, these are going to be on gamefi and redkite. All 3 projects I covered will be gamefi and redkite, and obviously that's the place to be these days. They're really hot gaming platforms, so definitely keep an eye out for those. The date isn't announced yet, but it will be very soon. Since gamefi has recently announced most of their sales for this month, this is likely going to be at the end of the month or beginning of next month, if I had to guess, but can't say for sure. In terms of their tokenomics, they don't have the prices per round, but they've got the vesting. Seed, Private 1 and Private 2 have 10% on TGE, and then release every 2 months for 22 months and 20 months. Also pre-seed's only 5% TG with 27-month vesting. So that's all really big vesting. Launchpad 33% and 33% monthly. That's 33% on TGE. So all looks quite standard in terms of the tokenomics. We don't know the initial market cap yet. Still a bit early for that, but definitely join their channels to check it out. For now, it gets a CAC Pro, which obviously very pro rating still, but it's pending the rest of the information. I'm really curious to see the initial market cap. It looks like they had a lot of different rounds, so it's not certain whether it's high or not. But if it's similar to this price, and yeah, we'll see. Either way, it gets a CAC Pro. It's on redkite and gamefi, which is super hyped. Also Metaverse type project like the other ones. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely try hustle for these Metaverse pre-sales, because this is really the place to be. And definitely join my channels, because I'll be sharing everything on there about the upcoming projects as soon as I know about them. So, you know, if I'm getting in early, you also have a chance to get in early, hopefully, because I'll share it as soon as I find out. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my Telegram, and thanks for watching.